Hey everyone, Tim Zerillo here, and I'm shooting this video in sunny San Diego, California. I was just at a board of directors meeting for a legal association I'm a part of, and I had a few minutes, so I thought I would shoot a video. And of all the things I'm thinking of in beautiful sunny San Diego, I'm thinking of Maine's liquor liability law. Maine's liquor liability law has some very serious and quick notice and statute of limitations requirements, and I want to talk to you about them right now. So Maine's liquor liability law is actually very complicated in some aspects, and it's really deficient in many aspects. And you might say, well, why would I even use it? Well, you know, there could be very serious injuries or death that come from the overservice of somebody of liquor, let's say at a bar, or maybe you had a parent that allowed minors to consume liquor and somebody got hurt. There can be wrongful death actions. There can be actions against servers and bars and nightclubs for overservice. And so the question is, well, how you would avail yourself of the remedy under the Maine Liquor Liability Act. And first you'd say to me, well, Tim, wouldn't I just sue the wrongdoer, what we call the tortfeasor? Yeah, sure you would. You would sue them, absolutely. But in addition, you might be able to recover against, in some circumstances, a bar or a homeowner or someone like that. And so how do you avail yourself of that potential action? Well, you do it under the Maine Liquor Liability Act. So the first thing you need to know about Maine's Liquor Liability Act is that you need to act quickly and serve notice. And what I mean by that is you have to serve a specific notice under the statute within 6 months of the time the cause of action accrues. 6 months is not a long period of time. In some of these cases, you're going through mourning of the loss of a loved one, etc., maybe serious injuries. 6 months is a very short time frame. You might say to me, well, why is there such a short time frame? Well, the reason why is the legislature has decided that it will protect bars, basically. But you need to be aware that 6 months is the timeline to serve your notice. Now, there is a good cause provision within the statute that allows you to, if you've missed your 6-month notice, it allows you to perhaps save it if you can establish good cause. But best practice, of course, is to make sure your lawyer is serving the notice within 6 months of the time the cause of action accrues. And then we have more bad news as to the statute of limitations time. There is a 2-year statute of limitations under the Maine Liquor Liability Act. That is a really short statute of limitations, especially if you're grieving the loss of a loved one, dealing with someone who has or you have a very serious injury. 2-year statute of limitations is very short, but that is the statute under the Maine Liquor Liability Act, and I have more bad news about the Liquor Liability Act. The Maine Liquor Liability Act has damages caps. Boo, damages caps. Nobody likes a damage cap. It currently caps damages at $350,000, although there are some exceptions for medical expenses and medical devices, etc. But it's a really lousy damages cap, and if you can find your way around it to get liability in another area, then that's terrific. But that's the damages cap, $350,000 currently. All these cases are different. They don't get any snow in San Diego, but these cases are like snowflakes that we get in Maine, and they need to be evaluated individually. So that being said, that's the cap under the statute. So if there's so much bad news, why do we use the Maine Liquor Liability Act? Well, it is the exclusive remedy. What that means is that it's the only way that you can get liability, or you can go after liability from for certain acts against servers and nightclubs and bars and places like that. So you're stuck using it. There may be ways in certain circumstances around using it, but the most important thing for you to remember is that there is a quick notice requirement, there's a quick statute of limitations, and there are damages caps. So you need to evaluate this case as quickly as you can with good and competent legal help that understands the Maine Liquor Liability Act, so that you can get as much as possible to fairly compensate you or a loved one or an estate of a loved one for injuries. Well, thanks for watching.